All right, we are back for the final C1x Report video of the 2025 season. I think it's going to be the final video. I might find some other tournaments, some other rounds to cover, especially as I'm getting some pretty cool updates into the app. We've got some advanced stats, some advanced metrics coming, but right now we're here for moving day of the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. Obviously, I'm a couple days after the fact, as per usual, but we're going to be covering round 3. We're going to be looking at the last cash spot, throwing up the air quotes because there wasn't a cash spot for the Pro Tour finale because everyone technically cashed. So we're going to be looking at it as if it was the top 40% anyways. Quick math, I think there were 33 players. We were going to be around spot number 13. There were 3 people tied at 12, so nobody technically at 13. So we're going to look at the top person who is tied for 12th, which is Gannon Buhr. So long-winded, but we're going to be covering Gannon Buhr's round 3 at the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. This was at Ivy Hill. So as always, just like we did last week, we're going to go at the course first. And as of launch, we have all the tour courses in there. So Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship, Ivy Hill, New London Tech. It does look like there were a couple course changes, not many, based on at least the distances that were in the caddy book I put into the app and what they actually ended up playing. Big difference, hole 6 was supposed to be 341. They changed it to that 557 kind of downhill monster of a par 3. So we'll change those after the fact. But yeah, easy enough to get the course in there. And now it's time to get the round going here. Called TBD Ivy Hill just because I hadn't finalized the caddy book for it yet. But we can change the name of it as well. So, Gannon Buhr's round 3. Hole 1. Hit the fairway off the tee, upshot to 26 feet in the basket for birdie. Hole 2, drive to 26 feet, a couple 26 footers to start the day. No surprise there for Gannon. Found a penalty off the tee, throwing 3 from the fairway. Right? Threw his third shot into circle 2. Missed the circle 2 bid, but had a tap in bogey. And then pretty much the exact same thing on hole 4. Looks like he had a circle 2 putt after going OB, but missed that and had another tap in for the bogey. It's right back to even. Hole 5, good bounce back, hit the fairway, upshot to 26 feet. Hole 2, got the 2 on hole 6, Hole 6 got the 2. Pretty sick hole to get the 2 on to 39 feet in the basket with a nice putt. Hole 7, drive to 16 feet, in for the birdie. Hole 8, fairway, and then parked. Hole 9, exact same thing, fairway, and then parked for the birdie. Hole 10, had to hit another putt, but that is a nice stretch of holes there. Hole 11, drive into circle 2. This is C2 bid, hit the 16-footer for the par. Hole 12, penalty off the tee, putting from 59 feet in the basket for the par. That's silly. Hole 13, found the penalty, we'll say throwing from the fairway, throwing 3, through the third into circle 2, missed the circle 2 bid for the par, but hit a 16-footer for the bogey. Hole 14, drive in the fairway, upshot to 26 feet in the basket for birdie. Hole 5, looks like a couple shots in the fairway, upshot into the bullseye for the birdie. Hole 16, definitely penalties off the tee was a struggle, which I know is easy to do at Ivy Hill, so that's not overly surprising. But could have been, I think, something really special with a few cleaner tee shots. Can only say so much about the number 1 player in the world. But, found OB off the tee. Looks like throwing 3 from the fairway. No missed putts. We'll just say threw his 3rd into the fairway, threw his 4th into circle 1 into the bullseye, and then hit the tap in for the bogey. Hole 17, nice circle 2 putt from 39 feet. And then hole 18, a couple shots in the fairway, upshot to 26 feet in the basket for the birdie. So 2 pars for the entire round, which is pretty ridiculous. Let's hit finish round here. Give me a dark backdrop. We'll take a look at this. I guess first things first, we can make sure our distances are right. So 758, I know that at least one of them is not, so we'll go ahead and go to changing the distances. 762, hole 6 was 557. 403, 671, 834, 908, 27, 491. Ooh, 14 was off by 10. 755, 998. All right, pretty close. So confirm, not too different there. Let's just call it Ivy Hill. Perfect. Now let's take a look at the round. All right, so 100% C1x putting, 43% C2 putting, both pretty ridiculous. Not surprising given that it's Gannon. Really solid round grade. Putting helps a lot. The only reason it's not better is because of those OB drives. Obviously, it would have been a pretty ridiculous round without the OB drives anyways. But penalty strokes do hurt the statistical grade in C1X a little bit, as they should. So 9.3, still a great round with 5 penalty strokes, but this is, putting like this is going to get you a perfect score on putting. No surprise there. 3 for 7 from Circle 2, 9 for 9 from C1X. So it wasn't like it was a good putting day without a lot of attempts. He wasn't parked that much. 9 C1X putts and 3 Circle 2 makes on top of that. It's pretty great. Driving not terrible. He missed 5 fairways and all 5 of them were OB. So not surprising there. Yeah, he was either OB off the tee or he was making birdie with the one exception of hole 11. Hole scoring 67% birdie, incredible. Definitely a thrower's course, as is New London. Putting distances pretty spread out, which is surprising. 27% from that 22 to 33 feet range is not something I think I've seen before. That's pretty substantial for edge of circle putts. Kind of pushing a third of his putts for the round were from edge of circle. So that adds up for a lot of people, but if you're Gannon Buhr and you're making all of them, not too bad. Really good birdie conversion, again, with the exception of hole 11, converted every single time. 100% putting comebacks, so no 3 putts, which is great. Penalty rate, definitely the story. This was an incredible round. I don't have anything negative to say about it, with the exception of the penalty strokes, but that's kind of the outlier here to what otherwise was a good round. C2 bonus, 3 in the positive. That's definitely the highest I think we've seen in one of these report videos. As a reminder, C2 bonus is C2 putts made minus C1 putts missed. So if you make 3 C2 putts and you don't miss a single circle 1 putt, that's how you get a +3. A little bit better on the front 9, not a single par. 7 birdies, 2 bogeys. Streaks, 6-hole birdie streak, only 8 holes bogey free. Lots of OB out there, so longer bogey free streaks would be pretty crazy, but that's yeah, that's a pretty solid round. Definitely penalty strokes with the one obstacle there. Let's grab the screenshot here. As usual, we'll go throw these in to into our graphics. This is going to go up on the C1X Instagram, and then this will be up on the YouTube channel as the thumbnail for this video. Make sure we're still rolling. We are. That'd be a bummer. All right, so C1X putting, we got to throw on there. C2 putting, I'm going to throw on there as well, because that was also a great stat. And then we're going to throw penalty strokes, which was 5. Pull this over a little bit. And I think my C2 putting was 43%. 43%. Pretty stellar. Penalty strokes was 5, right? I could count them in the whole breakdown, but I've got the output right there anyways. All right, we'll get the screenshot uploaded here. there. Drag and drop. This was round 3. It was a -8 at 59. Great round. And then rating was 1048. Which is an incredible round. Also, crazily enough, 14 points below his rating. That's silly. Yeah, penalty strokes. Easy to tell the story on that one. It's going to go up on C1x Instagram. I'll throw the thumbnail together here. The round grade was a 9.33. Definitely one of the highest that we've seen. And you got to give him a buy rating here. Number 1 player in the world. Really slow start to the tournament. Started off with a 2-stroke lead, I think, over everyone. Or at least a 1-stroke lead. And started off slow. Bounces back with a good -8, 1050 rated round. Moves up the leaderboard a little bit with that. You got to think he's going to do good things on Ivy Hill for the last round. Obviously, that's already happened. I haven't spoiled it for myself yet. We're going to watch that tonight. But, yeah. Pretty good moving day round for Gannon. I think at this point, certainly out of it enough to where he's not, definitely not competing for a win at all. But at least putting some good golf together at the end of the season. A little bit easier to go into the off season with a couple good rounds under your belt. Even though he's had a ridiculously good season, I'm sure it leaves a pretty sour taste if you probably is going to anyways. But have one of your worst showings of the year at the last tournament. So good moving day around though. So as always, this will be the thumbnail for the video going up. This is going to go up on the C1x Instagram account. And otherwise, we're going to start live streaming some more C1x updates coming soon. Little sneak peek. This is what the app looks like for everyone at launch. But something I'm working on in the background right now is some deep stats. And I'm not going to show off any of that stuff yet. Because it's not quite ready. But the goal is here within the next few weeks to have some tracking in the app for things like how well you're throwing different shot types, so forehands versus backhands, how well you're throwing different release angles, so hyzer, flat anhyzer, roller angles, throwing different flight paths, so, you know, are you throwing hyzer flips better versus flat to stable shots versus flex shots, throwing down some metrics for how well you think you're executing all your shots, where you're missing typically, which shot distances you're more comfortable with, maybe help people to golf a little bit more, especially on harder courses. A lot of cool stuff that I'm pretty excited about that's on the way. But yeah, if you're not aware and you're watching this, C1x is alive and in the wild on iOS and Android. Free to download, free to use. Always looking for feedback. We'll see if I run some more C1x reports in the off season. But regardless, I'm still going to be using C1x. I know a lot of people are using it already, and development's going to continue throughout the winter with the goal to hit the ground running come start of next season. So yeah, if anybody finds this, watches it after the fact, I appreciate it. You can always reach me on the C1x social accounts, or maybe come find me if I start live streaming some of these updates. But yeah, I'll shut up now. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.